right. Hello, home service pros. Welcome to the Battle Plan Marketing Podcast, episode number 145. Today we have a special guest on the show, Mr. Ryan Matthews out of MyGuy Plumbing and Drain out of Toms River, New Jersey. A little bit of my old stomping grounds, a little bit. Anyway, without further ado, welcome to the show, Ryan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm old Jamaica and Flushing, Queens, New York dude back in the day, and had a lot of buddies out in Jersey. So little brother blood there. So tell us what you do, who you do it for, where you do it, Ryan.
So I'm Ryan Matthews. I own MyGuy Plumbing and Drain. We're your local residential service plumbing company. We're in our 7th year. We service all of Ocean Monmouth County, and we do 95% residential service. And the other 5% is commercial and light remodels.
Nice. Do you specialize in any particular, type of service? Just water heaters, just leak detection, anything, or full service residential?
Well, we want to be your full service plumbing company, but we specialize in all the big stuff. So if you need water filtration, water softeners, water conditioners, carbon filters, we do that. We also specialize in tankless water heaters. So basically we don't install a whole lot of them, but we repair a lot that were installed incorrectly. And then we do install if that's really what you want, but we got to make sure that it makes sense and it's the best option for you.
Yeah, on a tankless, you mean you do a lot of repairs and not installs? Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't fit everybody, right? A, they're noisy. Nobody tells you that. So if you have out here in California, you put a lot of the water heaters inside in the interior hall closet or something like that. And if that's near your bedroom or something, that could be pretty noisy. In the old days, they sort of needed a certain amount of water flow. Do they still need that? I have a good one now, but my previous one, I had to turn a certain amount of hot water on, otherwise it would just kick off. Is that still a problem?
No, they fixed that problem now. Some of your older units were like that, but a lot of times when you have these low gallon per minute faucets, sometimes you have to change the aerators. But a lot of these new tanklesses, especially Navien, they have the better ratios, so you don't need as much flow. You only need about 0.3 to 0.5 gallons per minute. So it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. I don't notice it with the new one. I have a Navien now, I think it is.
Yeah, I think.
Is there any brands you guys recommend over others, or a brand you don't like at all, or?
Well, I don't really like to badmouth brands, but I can say that Navien has one of the better brands, and I'm basing this off of a couple of things. Number one, their warranties are better than everyone else's. Number two, their tech support is better than everyone else's. And number three, the way they give you your service parts is better than everyone else's. So typically, if you have a Navien and it goes down, I could typically get it fixed same day because I have 90% of the parts stored on hands of every unit made from the original units. But I can't do that with other brands.
I see. Nice. Sweet. What are the cases where you guys would not install a tankless, where you don't recommend it? Big family, or what are the kind of conditions?
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions about a tankless water heater, and there's a lot of companies out there that they just want the big ticket, and they're not, they don't. Once they get through their 1-year warranty, you're never going to see them again. So basically, there's 2 reasons somebody would want a tankless water heater. Either you need space or you need endless hot water. Because typically what happens is you're going to say, okay, well, I want to save money. I want to be really green, really efficient. And that's great as long as you're not taking advantage of that new tankless. Because what happens is somebody gets in and like, well, I'm never going to run out of hot water. So all they do is take longer showers, And then the other thing you have to realize is you kind of have to, you gotta have to have maintenance done to that tankless. So if you don't have maintenance, then you're gonna have big problems.
Yeah, especially in hard water, right? You guys got hard water, pretty much most of the country, but you got it there in Jersey, or?
It's not that bad here. Sometimes we see between 3 to 8 grains, but it's not terrible. But again, if you look at any tankless manufacturer specifications, they don't want any, But 3 grains isn't going to kill anything. But what we always do is we're going to put a water conditioner right in front of that unit for you, and we do that. That comes stock with our units. We don't charge extra for it, just because we want that unit to survive.
Nice.
We've had clients ask us to remove them, and they'd rather go back to the yearly maintenances. But we like to protect the units, so that way you should get 20 to 25 years out of that tankless water heater.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah, a lot of companies will void the warranty, right? If a certain amount of hard water, and if you don't descale it every, what, 6 months, 12 months?
Yeah, it depends on usage, depends on how many people in the home, but typically 1 year is rule of thumb.
1 year, yeah. So, Ryan, tankless water heater. Sorry, I don't mean to harp on this subject forever, but so if you got a big family and a lot of people taking a shower at one time, is that good for tankless, or is it better like sequentially? Like it give you endless hot water for linear for forever, but not all at one time. Or am I wrong there?
You have to size the tankless for the home. So you're not going to size it for the amount of people. So you're not going to, let's say you have your people come in for a holiday. You're not sizing it for them. You're sizing it for the amount of fixtures in the house. So typically anything over 3 shower heads, you got to go to a second tankless in New Jersey, just because our
I
temperature
see.
rise, our incoming water temperature in the middle of the winter, the tankless won't be able to keep up to give
Right.
you the amount of gallons of flow that you need. So you might need a second tankless.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Are there rebates locally in Jersey, or local utility, or any kind of rebates going on?
Yeah, so the natural gas company has rebates going on for anything it doesn't have to be a tankless. So a power vent would qualify. I think it's anything over 85% efficient. They give you different rebates. And I know also we're a partner with New Jersey Natural Gas and the Save Green program. So let's say you wanted to replace like your boiler and water heater with like a combination unit. I think they're allowing us to finance up to like 15 grand now, 0% interest, which is a pretty great deal. A lot of our clients are taking up on that. And then you also get the rebate. Don't quote me on the rebate, but you can take that rebate for yourself, or you can sign it over to the company. And the company always, typically that's what we do. We wait for the client, so they don't have to wait 30 to 60 days to get their rebate back. We take it off the bill on the front end, and then we sit around and we wait for the money.
Nice, nice. So they just sign that over to you, and you guys get the check, or you wait on the homeowner to send it.
No, they're gonna sign it over to the from the gas company. The gas company will mail us the check, so there's no in between. Just makes it very easy for the client. Makes it very
Nice,
fluid.
nice, nice. I think there's a federal tax credit, right? Does that still apply? Like from that, what they call that? I can't remember now. But that recent tax bill with all the infrastructure bill and stuff, didn't that have a tax credit for tankless or no?
It may have. I'm not completely certain about that. I don't know if that was a federal thing. But I'd like to look into it though, just so I can make sure we get our clients back as much as we can.
Yeah, I'm not certain on that, so don't hold me to it. But I think there was a 30% tax credit, federal income tax credit for certain models, of course, probably of tankless. So let's talk some plumbing in general, Ryan. So what's say one or two of your biggest challenges, continuously running the company?
Challenges in the company, like where I'm at now, some of my biggest challenges is finding good people to work with, right? And honestly, finding trucks. I know this sounds silly, but yeah, finding vans has been a real struggle.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've had 3 down payments on vans since last October. Now I'm working on 2 years now. Just me waiting on vans, and it's been a real struggle. I'm overbooked right now. We're booked out, I think, 2 weeks. I'm trying to fix that, but between getting good guys to run the vans and then getting good vans yeah, I've been pulling my hair out.
It's crazy, huh? Yeah, the truck thing's still a problem ever since the pandemic, right? So even used vehicles are crazy pricing and new vehicles. So 3 down payments and they pulled it out from under you and what, couldn't deliver?
Couldn't deliver. Yeah, I don't know. And then I walked back in. I think I walked back in like 2 weeks ago. And then they found my $1,000 deposit from 2 years ago, and they were supposed to build the van for me. Um, and it just got forgotten about, but it is what it is, right? I guess we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough out there, absolutely, and labor too. So, do you use any services to help you find labor at all? We just recently interviewed 3 different companies in that field. Using data points and technology and pre-screening and all that to screen people before they even get to you. So you're not interviewing a million people. Have you tried any of those services, or what's the hiring process look like for you?
So my hiring process is a lot different than everybody else's because I don't I don't really like hiring plumbers per se. And you'd probably wondering, well, how do you own a plumbing company and do 95% service and don't hire plumbers? And what I do is different from everyone else is I grow plumbers. Okay. So I'm going out and I'm finding a
Yep.
nice apprentice, somebody who wants a career. They need to be basically they just have to be a good person, good character, and be good with their hands, mechanically inclined. And takes me about 2 years, sometimes 3. But what's happening is I'm creating well-rounded plumbers. Where a lot of these other plumbing companies, they're driving around, they're just putting bodies in trucks, and these guys are coming out and they're young and they're
Yep.
inexperienced, and they didn't learn hands-on. They're just thrown out in the field, and maybe they came from new construction and they don't understand how to troubleshoot and diagnose. So I've honestly I only have
Right.
I only have 3 plumbers here that work with us now out of the 8 that I didn't create. Everyone else was created, and I don't look for plumbers. So
Nice.
it's a weird thing that I'm doing, but it's worked out
Yeah.
well for us,
Nice.
and our guys are very well
Nice.
rounded, very well rounded.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good approach, Ryan. I know several contractors. Same thing. The guys who do that are happier than the guys who are, growing too fast, have to put bodies in trucks and don't get to train them out as much. So yeah, and it also lets you, whatever you're out shopping or eating at a restaurant or whatever, and you see some awesome employee for that company, and you just go, okay, let's bring them on over to the company, right? So yeah, you look for great people first and foremost who have a hankering for growing and learning and stuff, and off you go instead of trying to correct somebody else's problems or teach them something, correct a bad habit that they already have, right? All right. So Ryan, I see you. You've been on a bunch of podcasts. I see you out there on the video, and I see you doing some sales training with Synergy out there. So, and you in there, you talked about a lot of training. So let's talk about that a little bit. It seems like you're very active and wanting to learn more, train your team. So, what do you got going on over there? You take your team out once a year, or what you doing out there, training wise?
So no, we train all year round, whether it's communication training or technical training. So we just left Navien last I think it was Thursday or Tuesday. We did a training for tankless water heaters.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll always have more trainings coming up. I just went over this actually Thursday at our company meeting. A lot of guys want to get more into water conditioning, water filtration, things like that. And then I
Yeah,
also do a lot of in-house training as well.
nice. Yeah, it's all about staying above, keeping everybody on the same page, all that good stuff. What? So let's talk about water filtration, water softeners, RO. You offer all of that, and how are you guys promoting that? What's your marketing side on that device or that sector? Would you say?
So a lot of that marketing you're going to see about our water filtration ads, you're going to see on Facebook. You're going to see it on, if you're streaming anything at all, you're going to see it there. It's called OTT advertising. So like, if you're thinking about water filtration, you say it out loud, you're probably going to see my ad come across. You're going to see it. You'll see it on your computer. If you click it,
Right.
it's going to follow you everywhere. So it's
Right.
yeah, and I do it on the radio as
Retargeting.
well.
Nice. Nice. So you're running radio, you're running Google Ads, Yelp, the whole gambit. Do you do any direct mail?
I do not do direct mail. Not right now. I don't know if I will in the future. I mean, I might. I was going to, but I realized I didn't need to. With everything else I was doing,
It is working out
yeah,
there.
I'm too busy with what I got going on now.
Yeah, that's good. Sounded like it. You were booked out 2 weeks and needing personnel and trucks. So no worries. You get to the opposite, though. Direct mail definitely does work. In fact, there's companies out there that will do retargeting of your website visitors. So they're able to identify maybe half of them with name and address, and they'll mail out a postcard the day of or the day after they visit your website. Anonymously they're visiting your website, but they've been ID'd and they mail out postcards. There's a few companies out there doing that. You can check it out. Doesn't sound like you need it right now. What's your favorite marketing methods so far, would you say?
Well, favorite is going to be Facebook, just because it's the most affordable. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's my typically it's my SEO. My
Oh,
SEO,
good to
yeah,
hear.
I use a company called Levergy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are a company that specializes in the home service industry. But what's cool about them is they will only work with a certain person in a geographic area. So, meaning he won't work with any of
Nice.
my competitors. So, if
Nice.
I tell everybody, if he's not in your market, you should probably reach out to him because you don't want you don't want to compete against the guy.
I forget that guy's name. He's got a beard. I see him on YouTube and stuff too. What's his name? The owner of the company?
Ryan Redding.
Ryan Benning. Yeah. Yeah. Hats off to him. I like him. He's got good mojo. So yeah. And your site looks awesome and all that. So yeah, good for you. SEO, making the site a conversion site instead of just a website or like a flyer or something, online brochure. You got to turn it into a conversion machine. So you have done a good job on that side, or they have for you, or whatever. I also see you're connected to the local chamber of commerce, which for a lot of guys out there is not only a great networking thing, but also great for local links. Back to the SEO that Ryan's doing. You want links from local companies, and none are more stronger than the chamber of commerce. Do you go to meetings there, or have somebody from your organization go to weekly or monthly meetings, Ryan?
It's typically me. I go. I'm in actually 3 chamber of commerce. I'm in a Toms River,
Nice.
the Greater Toms River Chamber of Commerce, Brick Chamber of Commerce, and the Jersey Shore Chamber of Commerce.
Good for you, man. That was smart. Real smart. And has that proved to be fruitful for you outside of the local links, just relationship wise?
Yeah, well, a lot of times I like to go to these chambers for a couple different reasons. Mainly, I want to be able to talk and with other people and find out other good companies that I can maybe talk to my clients and see if they can help them. So all around, like I want to be your full service plumbing company, but what'll happen is a lot of people will come to me and ask me for referrals. And I know all
Right.
these people because of either the business networking group that I'm in or all these different chambers meetings that I go to.
Nice. Nice. So BNI, business networking, what is that? International, or I don't even know what that I stands for. You belong to them also, or?
I did. I did for a while. I belonged to a couple of them, but I didn't like them. I felt like a lot of those they were at terrible times, right? They wanted you there like 7:30, 8 a.m. when you're just trying to get the guys
Yeah.
out to work. And I also found a lot of times the people in those groups they would want you to be like their cheap plumber or whatever, and they would just call you for little things like that. And I didn't get a whole lot out of it. And again, I wasn't looking for referrals directly. I was looking for good companies that I could refer out. And so those
Mm,
groups didn't work for me. So what happens was we ended
interesting.
up leaving, and then I think there was about 8 or 10 of us that started our own, and we basically
Oh,
we made it different than everyone else's. Where you can't just you show up to 2 meetings and you just get in because you're a body. We actually look
right.
for good clients. We vet them. If we're going to be a partner of ours, we're going to vet you. And it takes an entire quarter to get into ours. So we're going to
Nice.
find out like if you're serious, are you going to show up? And also gives us time to vet. So what I do is if you're in our group, I'm going to hire you for something. I'm going to figure out something, or I'm going to find a friend of mine that needs you, and I'm going to secret shop you,
I like.
just to make sure if we're attaching your name to our name, you better have a good reputation.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right. Do you guys do cross promotion once you're comfortable with each other there? And
Yeah, well, not so much cross promotional advertising per se, but yeah, we refer each other business. We do a lot of it on Facebook, and then we do a lot in person. I have a whole sheet. Like if you make my referral list, I have an entire sheet our guys carry around. So if somebody needs
nice.
something, I mean, literally, we have everything on there from an electrician to HVAC to a commercial attorney. Um, we
Wow.
have a great group of businesses, and again, like I said, they're all high rated. They're not just fly by nights.
Nice. Well done. Well done. I like that. Networking, local networking. Create your own network group.
Yeah,
I like that.
the name of the group is called Monarch Elite, and we have a bunch. I think quarterly we're throwing big get-togethers for people. So it's if you're going to join a group, we only allow one per trade in there. But when we have these big networking events, that anybody can come, and it allows us to actually talk to more people than just the people that are in our group.
Nice.
And we'll do them in Monmouth County and Ocean County quarterly.
Nice. Are those like dinner events or something like that, or a
Yes,
lunch
yeah. So
event or something?
it's gonna be typically it's during the week, but it's gonna be probably 7 o'clock, for like 7 to 10. It'll be light fare, and, appetizers, and a couple drinks.
Sweet. Do you bring in a speaker on a subject or something like that, or
You know what?
just
The
networking?
past 2 times we actually we were lucky enough to have Bill Spadea stop in and join us and talk about small businesses and the things that we can do to improve. He came to our last event as well, which was really great.
Excellent. Excellent. Nice work. I like how you put that together. Let's talk. So we talked a couple of challenges. What's one or two things, maybe tools, software, whatever, that there's no way you could run your business without? Like you did it before without it, and now there's no way you're going back. Anything like that?
I'm going to say my CRM, Service Titan.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people they struggle with it. They don't get any help from they don't get much help from them
Corporate.
at all, right? But it's
Yeah.
such a robust system. I couldn't imagine going a different one. We've thought about it, but we've barely tapped into how much it can do, and the stats and everything we get back are just fantastic, and it helps me be able to pay attention, keep a good pulse on the company by and knowing exactly what our numbers are.
Yeah, it's a great software system. Definitely takes some investment of time and energy and money to learn it, get it, get your whole team on it. There's what do we want to call it? Consultants out there, that you can hire. There's one woman whose name escapes me. They call it a chicken lady. You
Kath,
might be able to find her. That.
Kat,
Do you know who I'm talking about?
yeah, Kathy Nelson. Yeah,
There you
she's
go.
been
That's
to my
her.
she's been to
Yeah.
my shop. She's a good close friend of ours. Yeah, she's great, and she's one of the top consultants, and she does a lot more than just Service Titan. Um, so you can reach out to her. I think she does bookkeeping. She does she helps your CSRs. She ran companies. Like she's not just
Yeah.
she's a full business guru. Is who she is. So
Yeah. 100%. I might be confusing her with somebody else who ran like a $50 million plumbing company. Ellen Rohr, I think, who wrote "How Much Should I Charge" or something like that, which is really important. So going back to Service Titan, your job, your price list, right? So super important. How many guys are out there without? They're just winging it,
yeah, the my price book couldn't go back without that. That's another great tool. Um, my trucks, the rack systems that I put in my trucks to make I
Oh
know
yeah,
where all my things are now. It's super efficient. What we're doing
nice.
now is I opened I call it MyGuy Supply because it's only for me. It's for our company to make sure I have all of our materials on hand. And I'm creating an entire inventory system where we're going to have barcodes and everything. So that way I'm be able to track
Nice.
all of our material in real time and know exactly where it is. Because I don't know if you knew this, but like some of our trucks are outfitted with basically everything you have in your house. So I can pull up to your home in one of my big Isuzus and I can park and I could probably replace your water heater, 2 toilets, 4 faucets, all your supplies. I
Wow.
get everything's in that truck. So it's basically I show up
Wow.
with a rolling warehouse, and it
Wow.
probably between the material, the equipment, and the cost of that truck, you're about 150, $180,000 when
Yeah. Per
I
truck.
show up. Well, the bigger ones, the smaller ones were about 100, 120 when we show up.
Still.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you're ready for everything. No going back, no taking an hour to run to plumbing supply and come back.
No, and that's the other thing too. Like typically when I show up, I'll have two people in a truck at one time, and everybody, and I don't charge for that extra guy. They don't realize it, but that extra guy is for efficiency. I don't want my guys to get hurt, right? So I don't want them carrying things by
Right.
themselves. I want everybody double checking work. So now I got 4 eyes on that job. And in case
Nice.
I need to go and get something, the plumber can start work and I can send out the apprentice to go grab it. Now, what
Nice.
happens is it costs me a lot more in labor, and that's why these other companies aren't doing this. Because what I'm doing is I'm sacrificing my profit for efficiency, but also
Right.
it's allowing me to grow the next group of guys. So it's yeah,
Training.
it's
Yep.
twofold, but
Yep.
it's been working well for us.
Pluses and minuses. I see a lot more pluses there, actually. A lot of training, like you're saying, a lot of saving time. Yeah, I like it. A lot of two men jobs. I like the QC, quality control over that. Let's talk membership. So recurring revenue, right? So how does your membership plan work? Pretty well, or not? How's that? Do you recommend those to other companies, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I love my membership plans because it number one, it's your clients can be your client, right? They're not going to think about calling anybody else. Um, but it more or less it's beneficial for our clients, to be members because now they're getting a significant savings. Um, when anytime that we come out, they get reduced dispatch fees. Um, I double the warranties, right? So now you're getting more warranty. And then
Nice,
I think I give a credit towards like a tanked water heater or a tankless water heater, depending on
yep,
which one you have. And it really gives our clients peace of mind, to know that we're going to come out, we're going to take care of them, and you're not going to get hit over the head. But that's the
Right.
other thing we do. We basically try to build as much value as we can when we come to your house. So if I'm going to come out, I'm going to do one thing. Yeah, I'm going to charge accordingly for it. But if I can park my truck and I don't have to waste my time driving from place to place to place and waste my marketing dollars, I'm going to give you huge savings back, huge value back by doing all the work at one time. So
Nice.
that's
Bundling.
we that's what we do. We bundle. I don't know if you saw my last promotion I just put out. So basically, if you're going to buy a water softener from us, we're going to give you reverse osmosis for free, or something of
Nice.
equal or lesser value. That's what we're doing right now, through the
Nice.
end of this month and through the end of next month.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can say for myself, man, the RO at the kitchen sink changed our lives, right? I mean, our drinking water, and we drink a lot of water, and cooking. And then we even put the pH filter back on, to remineralize. But
Yep.
can't say that word 3 times fast. Um, yeah, it made it's making an impact. Not just, yes, I got hot water in the shower. Nope, it's making a daily impact. It's amazing that RO system will great return on that for you. So yeah, so bundling services. Do you include a inspection, like an annual inspection, in the maintenance plan?
Optional inspection, right? We don't force it on you. If you
Wow.
want us to do it, we'll come and do it for you. And then what we'll do is we'll separate things. We'll itemize them based on when we think you should do them. And again, if you do it all at one time, you're going to get some major
Yep.
savings. Major savings.
Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. That a lot. What? So I see you in the leak detection business, which we love, and I work with a couple of clients there that make a lot of money in that world because they also on the mitigation restoration side, or maybe just the mitigation side. Some of them. So talk about that. You got slabs in Jersey. You got a lot of basements actually, or what?
We got a mixture. You got crawl spaces, you got slabs, you got basements. Typically, for these leak detection problems, you're going to find on a slab. And usually it's from improper installation from the beginning, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of companies here. They'll abandon the lines in the ground and go up over top, and they'll go up through the attic. And we step out of those. I don't get involved in those. It's against code, number one. I know we can have them sign an insurance waiver, but when everything freezes in the attic and it comes down, who are they going to be mad at, right? So I mean,
Oh wow.
I step out of that. A lot of guys get involved with that. One of the hardest things you have to do is go to a client and say, hey, you got a
We don't
leak
do
in your
that.
slab, and we have to remove your floor, and then we got to chop up the concrete, and yeah, it gets to be very labor intensive. Last week we had to do it. It wasn't a slab leak. It was a drain line. They ran the house used to be an old like motorcycle shop. So they ran the laundry line into a dry well under the house. So the dry well failed, was filling with water, and yeah, they couldn't get anything to drain
Oh,
out. So we had to come in and chop open the whole floor and
wow.
run it outside and tie it into the line outside. It was a big to do. But
Wow.
the hardest thing that we have to do in our job is breaking the bad news of what needs to happen.
Yeah, on something like that, I could see. I never even thought. So California, I'm spoiled. Right? I've been out here for too damn long. I forgot about freezing weather. So out here, we do reroutes all the time, up and over, right through the attic. Because continuous floors, usually the insurance company will not want you going through there, and they'll actually ask you to go reroute it, and they'll pay you to do it, as opposed to normally they won't pay the plumber, right?
Right.
But yeah, I didn't even think of that. So where there's weather going up and over, you got frost conditions maybe in the attic. So what do they do normally? Just wrap that pipe, or like you just refuse to do that and say, let's do it the right way. Let's dig up the foundation and fix that pipe.
Well, there's a lot of other ways to do it, right? You can run up through the attic, that's the easiest. Or you can actually cut open walls, run it through walls.
Oh, yeah.
It's, again, all of it is very labor intensive. And you're gonna have to put everything back.
Yep.
But sometimes
Destructive.
it makes sense, and I have friends, I know people who will do it, so I'll pass it off to them and let them go that route. It just, I'm not a gambling person myself, I stick with what I know, and I know water freezes. And so I don't care about, how preparations I can make, because I'm going to insulate that pipe up there, but it's not going to be me. It's going to be the cable man that goes in there and removes that insulation. It's going to be some kids up there playing in the attic, something, maybe an animal that's going to come through and try to get to water. It's going to eat through it. There's a million different ways that you can skin a cat, and I stay away from that one.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're probably pretty wise to do so. I know you brought up a few things I hadn't come across before, so that's interesting. What's one or two of the things you love most about running a business there?
Well, it used to be plumbing. I used to love plumbing. Plumbing was great. I could think with my head. I could work with my hands, and I could solve problems. But what I found in my life is I'm best at is solving issues, and helping people. So what I do now, I started as a plumber, but now I'm a grower of humans.
Nice.
I love to see people, and it doesn't have to be, one of our coworkers. It doesn't. It can be one of my friends from, our networking group that's doing really well because, he's coming out and he's learning from us. But more or less, it's our people, being able to see. We just had a 25-year-old buy a house. We got,
Nice.
you were talking about, finding people at a local restaurant. One of our girls in the office, she was our favorite waitress at our favorite spot to go eat, and this was during COVID. I remember going in there to see her that day, and we were actually on an interview to hire, we were trying to hire a girl for the office to answer the phones, and my wife didn't like her. And then, our girl Jill comes out, and it's crazy because she's wearing a mask, but you can still see the smile, you still feel it. And we offered her the job, but it was but being able to see her come from that, right, to, putting the down payment on the house. And she's on vacation right now in the Bahamas. And I think this was the first time she was able to take a vacation and actually be paid to enjoy her life.
I got goosebumps. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, nothing can give you that feeling outside of that, right? Watching somebody else grow like that. It's freaking awesome. Yeah. Hats off to you, man. That's awesome. What are one or two great successes? We'll close with that, and then I'll give the floor to you. Actually, so give me one or two things that, damn, that was the best thing I ever did. I'm glad I did that. Anything like that come to mind?
My first hire. He's probably my best friend now. Sean.
Nice.
He was a good dude, and I was nervous. It was me in a truck, and my wife said, "Hey, can you hire my friend's boyfriend?" And I'm like, I don't even know if I can, keep my head afloat. Let's hire somebody. Right. And that was hands down best thing I ever did. He's top guy. Like I said, best friend. We hang out all the time. I think the other best thing I did, probably, I'm gonna say my life, was me and my wife, because
of course
she's the backbone. She holds it together when I'm going crazy, and instead of me yelling at the guys, I call her up first, and she settles me down. So having a good woman, or spouse, and go that way. Having a great spouse, somebody to have your back, is priceless. So those two things, I'll fight for those every day.
That's awesome. So that's a good stepping point there. That first hire is super hard, right? So you don't know if you can afford them. You don't know if you have the time to train them. So talk about that a little bit, Ryan. That had to be freaky weird position for a little while, right? You just I don't know if I can deal with this or not. So talk through that a little bit. How'd that training go? And when were you able to cut him loose?
Well, he came in as a helper. He didn't know anything. And this
Right.
is where I got the whole idea of two to a truck. And so you're talking about training, like he learned everything from me. And what was cool
Right.
about that was when I decided to bring on a hire, and I decided to actually hire my first plumber, I put him in the truck. So anytime somebody new came, they had to ride with Sean because Sean knows how
Nice.
I do everything. He knows exactly how I want it done. And yeah, but he listens. A lot of guys that come in and you'll tell them things to your blue in the face and they don't listen, but he listens and he implements. So, and
Nice.
what I taught these guys, what I tell everybody is, basically what I'm doing is I'm giving you can run a company inside my company. That's what I'm allowing you to do. I'm going to give you all the tools to do
Right.
it. You got the best trucks, you got the best equipment, and the phone is always ringing. And I tell them, I say, use the girls in the office. This is your personal secretary. Use them like that. And that's where Sean thrives. Is he's learned to basically make it his own company, and he uses all the resources of the company, and he does fantastic job doing it.
That's awesome. What's funny is like you didn't really know him, right? Your wife, or he was a friend of the wife's, so or brother-in-law or whatever the heck. I'm sorry, I forgot. But that's kind of funny. You didn't even know him, and there you guys grow to be not only great business, relationship, but really good friends. That's funny. I like it. Anything I didn't touch on, Ryan, that you'd like to share with the group out there? Besides, in addition, how to get a hold of you, website, email, social, whatever you want to share with.
Yeah. So I just wanted to hit on this. I just changed my name to MyGuy Plumbing Drain. We were MyGuy Plumbing for the longest time. I made a point to start creating a drain division. I want to be, like I said, I want to be a full service residential plumber. That means we do drain cleanings. I just bought a $130,000 jetter truck, so now I can do hydrojetting. I can pull up, and that thing it's fully loaded like all my other trucks. So he can pull up, he can install a tankless, or we can do a sewer main, whatever outside. I also
Nice.
have a pull behind jetter. We're starting to do patching, and I'm trying to get into a lot bigger stuff. But the whole point is I want to be your full service plumber. I don't want you having to call somebody else, because I don't know if you know this, but in New Jersey there's drain cleaners and then there's plumbers for some reason, and I don't want you to have to call another company to come out. I want you to call us. So um,
That's interesting.
yeah, and if you
Roto Rooter.
yeah, if you wanted to get a hold of us, you can find me. I'm on Facebook, Ryan Matthews on Facebook. You can hit me there. You can find us at MyGuy Plumbing on Facebook. We're on Instagram. I think it's NJ Plumbing or something like that. I don't know. You can find me on
In New
LinkedIn
Jersey.
and basically every social media platform. I'm on there. You can find us.
My Guy Plumbing NG for NJ, excuse me, New Jersey.com.
Yeah.
My Guy Plumbing NJ.com. I forgot to bring up the hydrojetting, and so before the interview, we were talking about epoxy patching. So talk to me about that a little bit. That's a new one for me. I got a lot of plumbers, haven't heard about epoxy patching. So minor patching of the sewer line.
Yeah. So what happened? We showed up to a house and they had the cast iron was cracked. So we went in and we did a cleaning. We found the cracks in the line, but it was under concrete. It was a slab,
Mm-hmm.
and so we had to come up with a solution without chopping up her floor. So I just left. You're talking about training earlier. I go to the wet show every year. It's this big
Yeah.
water drain rehabilitation conference that they have, big convention they have. And I went out there and I always learn something new. And I learned about this patching that we were doing. So we're able to come in with, I think we used two 4-foot patches, total 8 feet total. And it uses epoxy resin and fiberglass and a balloon. So basically, you got to go in, you got to clean the pipe really well. We have a descaling machine that we use, and then you can jet it when you're done. You use a jetter. We have a little small little mini jetter that we used on this one. And we try to clean it best we can, get it back to original. And then we go in and we put in this epoxy. It's basically a long tube, and the inside of it is a balloon, and we have a compressor, and we blow it up, and the resin sticks to the pipe, and then we can pull our balloon out. And
That's
we
awesome,
fixed 8 foot of cast iron pipe under a slab without chopping up the slab at all. And we did that in about 6 hours. We were out, solved their problem.
Beautiful. And trenchless too. You didn't have to dig anywhere. I love that. So that's like, I don't know what you guys call that, pulling the whole liner in, like the whole line, right? But now they have it just in sections, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's just if you want to do small little sections instead of doing the whole thing. But another thing I'm really looking into, and I'm going to be doing in the future, is pipe bursting. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to be able to pull an entire line from your house out to the street with a hydraulic winch. So it's going to be really cool. So again, you're not going to have to tear up your yard. So this is for somebody who says, hey, listen, I don't want a 60-foot trench out in front of my house. Maybe
they got hardscape maybe, or beautiful landscaping or whatever. They don't want to tear it up.
Exactly. So this would be a solution for that. You have to dig one hole by the street, by the clean out the street, and that's it.
That's it. And so you're pulling new pipe and you're bursting the old pipe simultaneously.
Correct.
Right. That's all. So different than a liner. We're not putting a liner in the old pipe. We're literally crushing the new pipe, the old pipe, and pulling a new pipe in. Is that what kind of pipe are we pulling in there?
It's actually a flexible PVC pipe. It is approved by the state of New Jersey. It's approved federally. It's a flexible PVC pipe. Again, I didn't even know this existed. So if I didn't go to a wet show, and the other crazy thing is, you might not know, Mark, is this technology will be around for a long time, right? But these companies will suppress it because they want to sell the new technology. So lining's the new technology. Pipe bursting, they've sold enough of these. What else can they sell? So they're going to start selling lining. And lining is it's a great, right? But it's $100,000, $130,000 investment, where you could probably get away with pipe bursting probably for a $50,000, $60,000 investment. And I think each one of those is going to have their own caveat. They're going to have their own, why should I pipe burst over lining? You know what I mean? Right. So you're going to have to pick and choose. But eventually I'm going to get into lining as well. But I'm going to start with pipe burst.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd rather have, I don't know, as a homeowner, layman, I'd rather have the new pipe than a relined old pipe. Depends on what messed up my pipe, I guess. Was it just earth shifting and the pipe burst, right? Whereas now you got this partial liner, sort of. I don't know what you guys call that. Patching, epoxy patching. So you got a lot of options now. So that's beautiful. Instead of digging up the whole damn house and destroying, a lot of stuff, you got 3 options there, right? Partial, full liner. I like it. And yeah, those are big jobs, right? I try to talk to real estate agents. So get my plumbers to go to real estate conferences, or even just a local realtor group, and speak to them about doing a sewer line camera inspection before they, while they're selling the house. So, usually they'll send a home inspector to look at a house during real estate sale and escrow, but that home inspector is not really doing a thorough job on the plumbing, and definitely not looking at the sewer line. And I've heard horror stories from plumbers where somebody just bought the house and now they got a $20,000-$30,000 sewer line that they got to repair because they didn't inspect it when they bought the house. So food for thought for yourself and others out there. Maybe go to a realtor conference once a month, once every quarter, and maybe have a case study of a customer who, that very thing happened to him. So Yeah. Inspect those sewer lines, people. Awesome. Anything else you want to close out with there, Ryan?
No, I'm good. If you need us, give us a call. 732-492-3968. We are open Monday to Saturday. We actually do a half day on Saturday because the supply house is closed. Sometimes we can't get all the parts. Even though I have my own supply
Makes
house,
sense.
I don't stock every single part for water heaters and boilers and things like that.
Yeah.
But we are closed Sunday for family. But other than that, give us a call, 732-492-3968.
Very nice. MyGuy's Plumbing and Drain, Toms River, New Jersey. Ryan, you're awesome, sir. Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate your
All right,
time,
Mark,
man.
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.